we're here. Welcome to Ohana Tribe, Continuing Education. Tonight we're going to talk about essential oils and pain. And as we're going through, I just, first of all, want to applaud you for being here either live or watching the recording, and for just taking that step to learn more about ways you can use our doTERRA oils and our doTERRA products to help support your body naturally with pain. So way to go. So give yourself a pat on the back and put some oil on, and then we'll get started. I also want to remind you that if you do hear kids making lots of noise, the door is locked. My daughter does know how to use the butter knife now to break in. So good luck. Good luck. But but yeah, like my husband is with them. So they are, taken care of. There we go. Okay. So for our Did You Know this week, some of you might have seen these pictures that I post. I posted them yesterday on social media. I was like, well, I gotta share them on Continuing Ed. So it's about MetaPower, and they're my like progress pictures, which I mean, it's super humbling for me to put it out there and show these pictures because I'm not where I want to be yet with my body. But in the last 5 weeks, I've seen an improvement like on so many levels, one of which we can tie into pain tonight. But this is where, okay, so here we go. So these are my side view pictures. And just, I mean, those of you that are on live, I know, like that I've had babies in the past couple of years, pretty much back to back and all the things. And so I remember after having Luke, my first, it was like, my body just trimmed right up. And I remember I was in better shape than before getting pregnant with Luke. It was awesome. And then now like baby 3 and 4, it's just like stuff didn't come off as quick. And also just like I haven't been moving my body as much and some of those things. And I think there's been a lot that's played a role. But I was floored when I compared what was it? What's the date? September 20th, when I took the ones on the left, and then the October 26th, so yesterday, like it was just crazy. Like I could visually see the difference. I know you guys can see it too, but it was just like, it was really good. So if you're taking MetaPower, and if you haven't done pictures yet, I'm going to encourage you to do it because, I mean, I've lost weight. I've lost inches, but I've lost 5 pounds. It's not like I've lost a ton of weight, but you can see like it's showing differently. And so someone had shared with me that got to be one of the pilot people on MetaPower. She was like, the scale didn't show it for me for a while. Like it eventually caught up, but she's like, the pictures, take pictures. So you do not have to share your pictures on social media or on Continuing Ed, but I'm encourage you to take pictures for yourself so you can see. And then this is the back and the front. Like it's just, so there you go. So my progress, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm so excited just to continue to show you improvements. But I have a video that I want to show you. It's about, because we've talked a lot about MetaPower, and as I've been just talking with people and hearing, just like, because so many of us are having amazing results with MetaPower. But I learned a statistic floored me that I learned. So doTERRA, like they can like run numbers and see like who's bought MetaPower. And with MetaPower, people that make, what did they say? $500 or more a month with doTERRA, 60% of those people have purchased MetaPower. People that make less than 500 are like customers that aren't like doing the doTERRA business. What do you think the percentage is of people that have purchased MetaPower? Anyone? You could like unmute yourself or like write it in the chat. Any guesses? I shared that I was floored. So was I floored like a little number or a big number? What do you think? Dun, 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 dun. I don't know how to do the Jeopardy music. You guys, it was 3%. Like I was floored. 3% of customers in doTERRA have purchased MetaPower, which I mean, still that's a lot of people. And I know those of you on the screen, like you guys have MetaPower and it's amazing. But that tells me a lot more people need to hear about MetaPower. Also, I wonder if people are like maybe overwhelmed with like, there's so much to it. And so I want to, first of all, I want to encourage you, if you have not tested out MetaPower, you need to. Okay. But this video that I want to show you, it just summarizes MetaPower beautifully. It's about 10 minutes long. Okay. So just like get your beverage and just watch this video with me. Okay. But it breaks down the need for MetaPower and then like a solution of MetaPower. And then I want you guys to tell me, and those of you in live, like if you have questions about MetaPower, because I'm sure other people have questions too. But ultimately, like again, I've been on it for 5 weeks, but it's been so incredible, and I still continue to be floored by the fact that like this is all I'm doing to get the results that I'm experiencing. Like I'm taking an assist once a day, I'm taking Advantage once a day, and I'm taking MetaPower soft gels 2 to 3 times a day. That's what I'm doing. Like it's crazy just how powerful these ingredients are, and they're doing really cool things in my body. Okay, so let me know if you can't hear the sound, but let's watch this video and then we'll talk more. And we're going to talk about pain. But again, pain, like MetaPower can address pain. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to show you this.
What's keeping you from living your best life? Are you lacking the energy to do the things you want to do? Are you not getting the quality of sleep you need? Does your mood fluctuate from day to day? Are you holding on to extra pounds you wish you didn't have? Do you experience regular brain fog? Are you consumed by stress? There's something these things have in common. They're linked to aging. What if you could reverse the clock on your aging? Can you imagine what it would feel like to have the mental clarity and energy like when you were in your 20s? What about increasing your health span? Okay, you might be thinking, what the heck is a health span? And that is a great question. Thanks to medical technology, humans are living longer. But are people living these longer years actually feeling good in their body and in their minds? The truth is, no. And it all comes down to our metabolic health. Our metabolic health is responsible for many things inside of our body. And when our metabolic health isn't good, we start to experience things like extra weight, especially around our belly, an increase in inflammation and joint issues, a decrease in our energy, cholesterol issues, blood sugar issues, brain fog. We develop sleep issues, our skin starts to age, and potentially, we might even get more irritable. Our metabolic health is directly linked to our biological age. You know how when you go to a class reunion, how some people have aged more than others? This is an example of biological aging. Our biological age is our body's age and has nothing to do with how many trips around the sun we've had. One of the ways that we can increase our biological age is by spiking our blood sugars. Every time our glucose levels spike, we age. And what happens when we eat? They spike. According to a study from Harvard in 2018, 93.2% of Americans do not have healthy metabolic health. We are in the throes of a health crisis. Is it possible to reverse this? Can we start to have more energy and less brain fog? Can our bodies finally lose that extra weight that it clings to? Can the wrinkles on our face actually start to diminish and our skin have a healthier glow and tone? Can we live our whole life feeling more youthful? Scientists and emerging studies are saying yes. So, how do we do that? We start by being more mindful of what we're putting into our bodies, by finding ways to manage our daily stress, by getting good sleep, by moving our bodies daily, by having healthy relationships, and smart supplementation, which is where MetaPower comes into play. MetaPower is a metabolic health line unlike anything you have ever seen. It starts with the MetaPower Essential Oil, which is a blend of cinnamon, peppermint, lemon, grapefruit, and ginger. that is synergistically blended together to curb cravings, stop the maturing of fat cells, and support your metabolic health. It comes in 4 different product options. The oil, to be able to drop a few drops in the water you drink throughout your day. Beadlets, to give you a little burst of MetaPower oil in your mouth. Gum that you can chew that helps keep cravings away. And soft gels, if you want to take the MetaPower oil in a pill. Remember how I said that every time our glucose levels spike, we age? I want to introduce you to MetaPower Assist. This not only has the MetaPower oil inside of it, but it also has more cinnamon, mulberry, and berberine. And what this does is stabilizes your glucose levels. You'll want to take it 1 time a day with your heaviest meal. It will not only decrease that post-meal spike, but also helps you to keep your blood sugars balanced and helps you to have sustainable energy throughout the day. There are 2 things that are crucial for metabolic function, and both begin to decrease at the age of 25. The first is collagen. Collagen gives your skin its elasticity and firmness, and it also supports lean muscle and connective tissues, which are the ligaments in your knee, for example. They are composed of collagen. They allow your knee to flex, bend, and absorb shock. The second is NAD+, which is crucial. Without sufficient NAD+ levels in the body, your cells can't generate the energy needed to survive and carry out their functions. Basically, without NAD+, we'd be on the fast track to death. Preclinical studies suggest supplementing with NMN may increase NAD+, which helps your cells and body systems to function more youthfully. The problem with the NMN supplements on the market is they are synthetic, and what people can experience with these synthetic forms is exhaustion and brain fog because of the high amounts needed from the synthetic form. The third step in the MetaPower system combines the power of marine collagen, almost impossible to find natural form of NMN, and 10 other ingredients to target optimal cell functioning and health span. This product can replace vital collagen and support natural production of NAD+ in your body, helping you slow the signs of aging from the inside out. The result is slower biological aging, firmer, more elastic skin, improved cognitive function, more lean muscle and connective tissue, and more. MetaPower Advantage is a game-changing powdered supplement you simply mix with water to activate the ingredients. This is not just a collagen product. It is much more than that, with 12 active ingredients synergistically combined together to reverse aging. Nothing out there even compares to it. doTERRA sources collagen from sustainably harvested cold water marine fish in locations like Italy. Other collagen products on the market, whether from land or marine sources, typically contain only 15 to 35% of tripeptides. This means that your body is not digesting and absorbing the collagen, which doesn't bring the benefit you're needing for your body. MetaPower Advantage collagen is over 70% tripeptides, giving you the absorption you need. A lot of what you've read about the best collagen available is just good marketing. doTERRA doesn't spend loads of money on marketing. They spend their energy sourcing the best, purest ingredients available, as well as the best science to effectively deliver those ingredients to your cells. So let me give you the highlights for why the collagen and MetaPower Advantage is superior to anything else you may have tried. First, it's 12 times more absorbable than other collagen products. When a supplement or nutrient is easily absorbed and used by your body, it's considered bioavailable. The number of grams you read on the label isn't what determines how much collagen your cells will receive after taking it. Bioavailability factors in. Second, most collagen replacing products only feature 1 or 2 collagen types. MetaPower Advantage contains 9 unique collagen types. Most collagens that feature the 1 or 2 collagen types are most relevant to skin beauty, elasticity, and wrinkles. MetaPower Advantage features those types of collagen, but it also includes 7 other unique collagen peptide types that target specific functions in our body. So you get all the beauty benefits and can recover faster from workouts, feel more flexibility in your joints, and have more mental clarity no matter your age. Most pre-packaged liquid collagens use a process to sterilize their water-based delivery system. Doing so eliminates the beneficial active ingredients, like vitamins. MetaPower Advantage is delivered to you in a powder format. Simply mix it with water immediately before you drink it so your body can easily absorb the nutrients without the sugar content that accompanies a pre-packaged juice format like so many other collagens. MetaPower Advantage is free of any sugars, artificial sweeteners and flavors, glyphosate, GMOs, gluten, preservatives, pesticides, shellfish, dairy, nuts, and soy. Are you ready to experience more energy, more mental clarity, less extra weight, better sleep, more youthful skin, and so much more? All 6 MetaPower products are available in a kit at the price of $100.
Okay, I'm gonna pause there because we know that we can buy the MetaPower kit, but and we can talk more about that. But I just think that video is really helpful to just like recap stuff. Because when I heard that stat of 3% have purchased the kit, I was like, whoa. I think this, and I just don't know if we've been overcomplicating it, but really, I just think that video condenses it really well and just like, it just breaks it down in a way that if I tried to say all that, it would take me an hour to say. So this video I have posted over in our MetaPower Facebook group. So if you're not in the MetaPower Facebook group, get in the MetaPower Facebook group, but then feel free to invite friends to it. And then this video is posted in the pinned post at the top. And just once your friends are in, tag and be like, watch this, and then let's talk. Because we need more people to understand how incredible MetaPower is, because I want everyone to feel amazing and incredible. So we just got to keep sharing. Okay. So the MetaPower kit, you can get it this month, either in the MetaPower kit, or you can get it in the post-convention kit. Either way, you're going to get MetaPower, which is great. Starting in November, you can buy the MetaPower products individually. You can also, what's really cool, you guys, I'm going to put the link for the Facebook group in the chat really fast. And if you're watching the recording, then you need to reach out and ask me for that link. But then also starting next month, you guys, when you buy your LLV, they're adding in Advantage and Assist as add-ons, which is really fun because like the MetaPower kit, if someone is first getting started, I'm like, get the whole enchilada, the whole kit, so you can set yourself up for success. But in reality, I'm not using a 15 ml bottle of MetaPower every month. You know, like that's something that I'll replace here and there. Same thing with the beadlets. I'm not going through those as fast, or the gum, but the Advantage and the Assist and the soft gels we're going through faster. So that's where it'll be nice down the road to, you know, fill the gaps. But when you buy it in a bundle, you just get a deeper discount too in that respect. Okay. But I love how doTERRA is doing the add-ons. I think that's really fun. And then they also have it where if you buy the MetaPower kit, then you can add on some like Terrazyme, PB, and some of the, I don't think you could add on all 3 of the LLVs. You could add on the Omegas and the Microplex though, which is really fun. This is the schedule that I have been following. I've been playing around with it though, you guys. So especially with the Advantage, checking out different times of the day that work best for me. Ryan and I'd say for the last week, we've really settled in where we like doing it very first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. And so we'll, we get up, we have our Advantage, and then continue on with our day, but try to do Advantage on an empty stomach. If you can do it 2 hours before eating, great. The Assist, you try and take that before your largest meal of the day. And then the soft gels, take after each meal. And then the other stuff, as cravings hit, go for it. I had someone said that they just started today on the MetaPower line, and like in capitals, she said, Okay, day one, the biggest thing I noticed, no cravings for something sweet after lunch. And she said, I always need a treat after lunch. And she didn't have it. And that's something for me and my story. Like I haven't drastically changed anything in my diet. I've just been trying to listen to my body. And I'm someone, I graze. I like baking and sweets and stuff and using quality ingredients, but I do. And that the thought of not having bread in my life is just a really sad thought. And I'm like, I'm not going there. Like, that's just not me. I don't do store-bought bread anymore, really. Unless it's like at a restaurant or something. But I've just been listening to my body and I'm like, do I want my cookie at night before bed? And you guys, I am not, my body's just not craving it. And that's the process of how MetaPower Magic is working. And it's teaching my body to feed off of fats rather than sugar. And it's been a really cool process to go through. So feel free to take a screenshot of that, but just, it's so fun. And then next week on continuing education, the topic is MetaPower, and we will dive a little bit deeper. I'm going to try and find the sweet spot of trimming it back from the MetaPower class we did at the beginning of October, but then like trimming it down, but I don't know. We'll see what comes out of my mouth, but that's next week. And you're welcome to invite friends to join. Okay. So now let's look at pain specifically tonight. So on a scale of 1 to 10, we have different types of pain. We have chronic pain that just plagues us on a consistent basis, right? We have emotional pain that we deal with. And then we have just like the occasional pain, like, you stub your toe and it hurts, or like, oh, the steam. I don't know if you can see, I put my arm over our hot water heater this morning and I got pain because I burned my forearm. There's different types of pain out there. And so I'm curious, like, where are your pain levels, if you'd be willing to share. But we know, like, we have oils that can help us with all 3 types of those pains. And I think it's important to note that emotional pain, it's a real thing. And like our emotions are physical. And we've all been through really hard things in life. And just think about, like, when we're sad, we cry. That's a physical response. But then also those physical, like, we can have other stuff pop up in our body too because of emotional things that happen in our life. So anger, for example, could affect our liver. And so it's just like, that might like just blows my mind as like when I first learned that. Okay. So when we're looking at pain, like where do you experience your pain? Like, do you have a spot that when something happens, you're like, oh, that's where it first starts? Like for me, it's my neck and my shoulders is where it happens. Cindy shared her right knee and her shoulder. It's just like, Ryan will notice and I'm like, I start, pulling my neck. Or Evelyn has even learned, because I keep Deep Blue Stick by my desk, and she'll smell it on me. She's like, oh, mama, you getting a migraine or something? I was like, oh, sweet girl. Carla shares her knees and shoulders. Ooh, remind me, we should look up, I didn't pull the book out, but it's really interesting. And I've done this on Continue before, where you can look up, and I had some cool books, and we'll look it up where, we could look up the knee and it'll like list like, oh, it could be this emotionally happening in your body. So remind me, we'll circle back and do that. Okay. Okay. So, but we know our oils, they can treat the symptoms that we have experiencing in our body, right? Like I burned my forearm, and so I used lavender to help treat that. But then also, like, when we have these chronic pain issues too, we want to get to the root issues. So we're just not always treating something. We want to help prevent it if we can, because our body that wants to get in a state of homeostasis and like that balance, just so that everything is working properly. And so we got our, our wellness pyramid. We love our doTERRA wellness pyramid. I've updated it since MetaPower came out. So foundationally at the bottom, we have that nutrition and digestion, eating, making as good a healthy eating choices as we can. And again, I'm a firm believer in, like whatever, the 85-15 rule or 90-10 rule, but like, we enjoy food. We love it. And like good, healthy food tastes really good too. But then adding in stuff like LLV and Terrazyme and PB, and then moving up there, we have movement and metabolism, which that's where MetaPower fits in and just helps with our metabolic health. And then as we move our body, we have Deep Blue and something, or Copaiba, and different things that will help with these aches and pains that we experience as we, get our body moving again. Okay. So foundational. We got to talk about LLV though too, because LLV is, I mean, it was at the bottom of the pyramid, and we know that just food isn't the same as it was years ago, and so it's really important that we target and supplement with our doTERRA LLV. It's amazing. And just like in that video we watched at the beginning, where it talked about bioavailability, that a lot of the stuff out there on the market these days, it could have like good ingredients in it, but if it's not formulated and made so that our body can absorb it, it's just a waste of your money. And so we know our doTERRA products are bioavailable, so we actually can get benefit from them. So if you haven't tested out LLV, oh my goodness, like test out the LLV. You'll be blown away with how incredible you will feel. And then also adding the meta power, it's like, oh my goodness, it just continues to, I continue to be blown away. Okay, so just thinking about LLV though, like chronic pain, it can help with oxidative stress in your body. It can help with giving us that calcium we need, magnesium, vitamin D, and zinc. Helps with joint function and comfort. Depending on where you live, like especially getting to this time of the year, getting even extra vitamin D if needed. And just oxidative stress just happens naturally in our body, no matter what. It's just part of aging. So this is where LLV can help fill in those gaps. Looking at emotional pain, like LLV, like Ryan and I joked like before, like when we first started LLV, it was like pre-LLV Jessie and post-LLV Jessie. Like it was a huge, like LLV made a huge difference in my emotional state of being. I just responded better to situations. And I just remember when I first was starting LLV, different things would happen. And Ryan, after the fact, we were like debriefing or whatever, he's like, you didn't have a meltdown about that. And I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't. He's like, LLV. And all these different things started popping up. But so it can, LLV with emotional pain, it can help with that mental clarity and brain function. It can help with the omega-3s that we need, just that helps with our gut and our cognitive support. Just helps with a better flow of nutrients within our body. And then it helps protect against lipid oxidation, which is where those free radicals, they steal from our cells, which result in damaged cells. And I wish they would have named free radicals something different, because in my mind, I'm like, radical, it's rad. But no, free radicals are the bad guys. Okay. We don't want free radicals. Okay. So, yeah, we don't want that. Then we've got the occasional pain that we have because of, again, like you burned your arm or you started working out. And so your body's a little bit more sore or whatever it may be. And that's where LLV is going to help with that recovery process. After our second son, Brody, passed away and I started moving my body again after that, I was able to, I took a good chunk of time off to grieve and to recover from my delivery and stuff. But once I started exercising again, I knew my body well enough to how sore I should be. And I just I didn't have the same amount of soreness. And it was a really incredible thing to experience and just be like, wow, my body's been through a lot. And it handled taxing my body with something like a half marathon. So it can LLV. It's where it's at, guys. Okay. So dangers of prescription medication. It's overprescribed. It's one of those things. It's hard too, because it's considered safe because, a doctor prescribed it, but then it's just, there's, addiction that can happen in there. It's like withdrawal symptoms when someone tries to come off of pain medications. And it affects your digestive system. It affects your immune system. My friend's husband, he's recovering from pain medication addiction. I didn't say that right. But you guys know what I mean. But he's still, it's years later. I think he's been clean for 5 years and his immune system and his gut is still shot from the damage that he did to his body through pain medications. Like, it's just hearing the stories, like, and what they have to deal with, and just like still to this day, it's just makes my heart hurt. So we have these awesome, amazing natural solutions from doTERRA that we can reach to. Some tips for weaning off of pain medications: just, flush it out, drink lots of water, add in your citrus oils. Just thinking about just stopping something, like replace the habit with something healthy and good, so I mean, there's so many different ways you could do this, but you know, just do something different, switch it up. If like someone would take a pill for something, you know, like rather than that, like go outside for a 5-minute walk, or, you know, put an oil on, and then just to replace that, rather than grabbing a pill, grab one of your oils. And just doing your supplementation, and that's going to support your body. But then also just like working with the professional to do this, getting support to surround you and encourage you and uplift you. Yeah. So moving on. Symphony of the Cells, you guys, it's so cool. So the book, it's out in our kitchen because we keep it out there, so because we use it when we have it out there. Symphony of the Cells, it's an incredible protocol. Like there's a bunch of different protocols that you can do. There's a book you can buy, but there's also a training that you can do. And I've never been able to do a training, and it's on my list of things. One of these days I'm going to go to a Symphony of Cells training, because there's so much more behind like all of the stuff that goes into what Symphony of the Cells is. But basically you can buy the book and then you can read through and be like, oh, I have inflammation in my body, I'm hurting a lot, I'm going to use the inflammation protocol. And they have a key, and you go through and you just apply the oils where they say, which usually it's down your spine, bottoms of feet. Sometimes you inhale it. You could have someone do this, or I know like Carla has a cool oil applicator where you can like put it on your back yourself if you need to. But it's powerful. Like we've had, like there's a bunch, like there's a digestive protocol, there's a respiratory protocol, there's a hormone protocol, so many different protocols depending on, you know, what you're dealing with. But you know, tonight we're talking about pain, so let's talk about the inflammation protocol. But we've had a lot of situations in our household where, you know, we do all the oils that we normally would do, and it just wasn't quite getting us over the edge. But then we would do a Symphony of the Cells protocol, and it was like that made all the difference in the world. So, and the Symphony of the Cells book, it's not very expensive, but it's one of those that you're going to be so thankful that you have it. So just get it so you have it. So when something pops up, you just follow the protocol and use your oils. And even in the back, I don't have the most recent copy, but it should still have like in the back where it's like, oh, if you don't have, you know, wintergreen, use birch, or if you don't have whatever, use this, you know. So it's a great tool to have in your toolbox. Okay, so we're going to talk about some different types of pain. And if you guys are on, like those of you that are on live, if you have other ideas to add in as we're going through it, please like pipe up. You're welcome to do that. But we're going to look at joint pain, muscle pain, emotional pain, digestive pain, and then head tension and migraines. So first of all, doTERRA products that really help with joint pain, along with LLV, are turmeric dual caps, which are just incredible. They have turmeric essential oil in them, also the turmeric herb, and they're made in such a way that your body can get the most bang for your buck and the most out of it. And there's nothing else like it on the market. It's really cool. Deep blue. I mean, guys, deep blue for joint pain. It's incredible. There's the deep blue rub. There's the deep blue stick that you could do, which that's the one that I use the most. It's just like a little deodorant stick, and then you just rub it where it hurts. And the deep blue polyphenol, which is like a fantastic product to use that you can take internally, that so many of us love and use. It's one of those, like I've had phases in my life where I take it proactively because I'm maybe, I don't know, again, more sore. I'll just take it every day proactively. But then there's other times where I just take it as needed, depending on, you know, it just different phases. This is a really cool testimony by a gal. It was right back when the turmeric dual caps first came out. And she said, I woke up with lower back pain so bad it took 15 minutes of breathing and crying through the pain to put my pants on. I went downstairs to spray on my anti-inflammatory Symphony, so Symphony of the Cells, which she's talking about. It helped a little, but the real kicker was the new turmeric capsules doTERRA just came out with. And she said she could even feel when it started to wear off, sort of like, you know, pain medication and stuff. And so she just had to go take another, but she didn't have to worry about the scary side effects, which is beautiful. On these next couple slides, I just have some different recipes. So feel free to take screenshots of different, because we all, like, our bodies are all different, right? So I love using deep blue rub. Someone else might like using copaiba or turmeric, you know, like this is where, like, I give you permission and freedom to like test it out, see what oils and products work best for you, because what works best for me may not work as well for you, because I knew back when I struggled migraines and headaches, I liked using Excedrin PM or Excedrin. Well, sometimes Excedrin PM, but it's because I tried all the other ones, but someone else, it might be different. So test it out. And so some of these recipes people have shared that just, for tennis elbow or inflammation. So I'm not going to like read all the recipes. This is where take a screenshot and then, you have your oils and you can test it out and be like, oh, I don't have wintergreen. It's okay. Just omit it, use what you have. But then when you place your next order, maybe you want to test out wintergreen. Wintergreen's so good for pain. Here's another clump of different recipes that you can try, but common ones just in general that I love using for pain. Like I love frankincense. I love copaiba, lemongrass, and marjoram. Those are some of our favorite essential oils. And I also have to mention too, like maybe you're like, well, I don't like using lemongrass as much for pain. It's not like lemongrass is now just wasted in your cupboard. You pull out your resource book and then you read about all the other cool things you can do with lemongrass. Because we have our side benefits that you get to look at. I do want to read this testimony to you. I think it's so cool. It came out shortly after doTERRA first released copaiba. But this guy, Jim, he said, holy mother of all oils, I was spending $385 a month on another oil. Yes, a 30-day supply for $385 that doTERRA does not sell. I'm pretty sure it was CBD that he was using. And then he said, I used that specific oil to get relief from the years of abuse my spine took through sports and a terrible auto accident. Its effects would wear off after about 14 hours. But wow, this oil here is $35 wholesale account, and 2 to 3 drops 2 to 3 times a day is giving me the same results. I am blown away. It interacts with the endocannabinoid system similarly to other options that I mentioned above, but for a fraction of the price with 0 negative side effects. So, I mean, it's just like, oof, I love copaiba. And copaiba is super gentle too. We use it in our kids' teething oil. It's great for sleep. It's great for skin. It's just, copaiba is one of like the magical oils that comes from the Amazon forest. And I love copaiba. And it's one you can take internally. I mean, it's legit. I love copaiba. It's very much like, a lot of times you talk about frankincense. When in doubt, use your frankincense. Copaiba is very similar to that too. Okay, muscle pain. So Deep Blue is a hero for all sorts of pain. Marjoram, I mentioned that one earlier. I love marjoram. We have rollerball that has the frankincense, marjoram, copaiba, and lemongrass. There's been times, I remember my dad did something to his back a couple years ago, and it was when I was first new with oils, but I pulled out my book and I'm like, okay, Dad, it said these are the oils that it says for pain. This is before copaiba had come out. And I was like, I'm going to try and layer it. So layering is when you put like fraction of coconut oil down, like on the spine, because I was put on my dad's spine. And then you put the oils on individually. So it's like the body gets like full benefits of frankincense. Then you put on the marjoram and you get full benefits of marjoram. Then you do with lemongrass or whatever oils you're using. And of course, you can make a roller and it works great. But when you mix the oils, some like chemistry happens and magic chemistry. And just think it can change some of this stuff. So that's where sometimes layering can be a great option to use. You could also put in a veggie cap, which is really fun. Copaiba soft gels are great for pain. They're great for sleep. They're great for lactation. There's so many cool things that copaiba does. And then turmeric, again, it's another one that's a great option to reach for when you're dealing with muscle pain. Now for head tension, I feel like I'm an expert in this category because migraines are the thing that God really gets my attention, because it really just, like when it shuts me down. And I've learned like, the perfect storm and the combination of things that would happen for me to get a migraine, which for someone else, it might be different. But if I'm having sinus pressure and then I'm stressed, oh my goodness, that's my thing. And so I've learned, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling some pressure. I'm feeling a little stressed. I need to get some oils on. And so I don't have it on here, but Aroma Touch is one of the ones, like when I start first feeling a little bit, like Ryan will massage Aroma Touch on my back. And that can usually just keep it from going further. But there are some times where it's the point, and you pass the point of no return and you just got to ride it out and throw up and do different things. But not all head tension results in throwing up, but just, we get headaches, we get migraine, different things. So frankincense, one of the first tricks that I was taught was when you have a headache, put a drop of frankincense on the pad of your thumb, and then you open your mouth up, and then you stick your thumb in your mouth, and then you go way back where it's a soft palate on the roof of your mouth, and you press it, and then you just take some really deep breaths and hold it there. And that could do it. Like that could just be all you need to do. I remember I was fighting a migraine. I had to drive from Walla Walla to Spokane. It was when Luke was little. Ryan was, I think he was hunting or something. I was like, oh my goodness, this is like not a good situation to be in. I got this little toddler with me and I'm fighting a migraine and I have to drive. And just the whole drive, I kept doing that frankincense trick. And then I did my best to take really deep breaths. I don't know if you've ever heard when you're dealing with pain, it might be because you're not like breathing as deep. And so when you take your deep breaths and you're breathing, just focus on wherever that pain is, and that those deep breaths are going to wherever the pain is at, which that might just sound super weird, but what does it hurt to try, guys? And let me tell you, it helps so much. So the whole drive, I was breathing into that pain, and then doing my frankincense. And then another fun trick, I'm so sorry, my kids are really loud. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to. Can you hear me though? Okay. Okay. Pink Himalayan sea salt. I don't know if I've shared this trick before, but pink Himalayan sea salt, if you take a couple of those granules and you put it under your tongue and you let them dissolve, that's another natural remedy to maybe keep a headache at bay. Past tense is incredible. Right now you can't buy it in roller version. You can only get it in a 15 ml bottle, but you can just quickly just put it in a roller ball for easy application. The roller ball from doTERRA was undiluted. The 15 ml bottle from doTERRA is undiluted. It's just a different delivery system, and it's because of like the silly like FDA regulations, because doTERRA has to put they have to create a child cap that's like for a roller, and that just hasn't happened yet. So just put it in a roller, okay? Copaiba is great for pain. Eucalyptus, you guys, is that weird? I'm like, eucalyptus? I thought that was, this is where you get to talk about side benefits. But eucalyptus is great for blood flow and circulation and relaxation. And a lot of times when you're getting head tension or migraines, it's because you're tense, right? That's one of the reasons why like spas, they use eucalyptus, is because it's all those reasons. It's not just because it smells good. So fancy that. Here's some other ideas for head tension, because different things could be causing your head tension. I keep forgetting to update this and add in like hormones. Hormones could create head tension in your body, so if you have a hormonal headache, Clary Calm would be a great one to use. If you've got that major tension in your body, copaiba, peppermint, I had mentioned before, but that cooling effect of peppermint is magical. Then frankincense, of course, because frankincense, not all oils can do it, but frankincense is one of the ones that can cross our blood-brain barrier. Past tense, it's just amazing. Or, if you have shin splints, or we keep past tense in our car, because if we get head tension, but Ryan will often roll it on his legs when we're driving on a long trip, and that'll help there. If you're having sinus tension, breathe eucalyptus. Digestin is a fun hack with that one, because usually like, oh, digestion's if my belly hurts, but no, side benefits. Put it on your sinuses wherever you're feeling that pressure, and it'll help digest that pressure. And then if you're having blood sugar related head tension, rosemary and lavender are great options to use. Oh my Lanta. Okay, digestive pain. So digestive pain, like and if you guys, don't even watch Parks and Rec, there's this scene where they all get like the stomach when so that's why I had to put in this picture. Okay, LLV is great for digestive support, but then we also have some other great heroes. So PB Assist is our probiotic. Terrazyme is our food enzyme that helps our body break down and process food. And then Digestin, of course, Digestin is great. You can also get it in roller form. I love it. You can get Digestin in soft gels. A lot of people don't really like the taste of Digestin, but we have seen how incredibly it helps, so we don't care. If you make your own roller, or if you buy a Digestin roller from doTERRA that's already pre-made, you could always add in a couple drops of wild orange, which is what we did. We'd do 10 drops of Digestin, 10 drops of wild orange, and then fill the rest of it with a fraction of coconut oil. And wild orange is great for digestive support too, but then it just helps cover up that licoricey smell. Tamer is the kids' digestive roller. We love Tamer. It smells a lot better than Digestin, but it's one of those, like, rub it on your kid's belly, rub it on your belly. It's also great for respiratory support. We love it. And then there's the peppermint duo. They're the soft gels, and they're different than the peppermint beadlets, like how they're made. And I have a really cool video, if any of you want me to show you later, about how the soft gels get in our intestine where they're supposed to go. It's really cool. Okay, emotional pain. I love Adaptive. Adaptive is like, when it came out, gosh, it's been a few years now. It is just helping people on so many levels. You can get it in a 15 ml oil blend to diffuse it, make your own rollers. You can get it in a roller form, so you can easily apply whenever you're using oils for emotional support. I love putting them on the inside of my wrists, on my inside of my elbows, in my elbow pit, over my heart, on my pulse points, on my neck, and then just breathing it in, like really, like getting by a diffuser or just putting a couple drops in my hand. Ghetto diffuse, breathe it in. I have to also add in, Console is not on this. Console is one of my absolute favorites. If my heart is hurting, that is the oil blend I use. I'm gonna like get teary because I have to mail off a Console to someone. It's also, Console is also in, like, when someone that I know and love, or even if I don't know them that well, like, you know, those times when you want to do something, you want to give, like, you know, somebody's hurting, but you're like, what do? I don't know what to do. Console is such a powerful oil to share with people. It's the comforting blend. It's amazing. So if you haven't tested out Console, try it. Oh my goodness. Because of our story and experience with losing our son Brody, we have been blessed with the opportunity, and I call it a blessing, but to walk alongside other families that have experienced, like, really tragic things with their children. I'm getting totally teary. But like this week, I've talked with a couple people. One gal, the 1-year anniversary of her son passing away is coming up, and so she was sharing her story with me. And afterwards, I was just like, it was just heavy, and my heart hurt for her. So I'm going to mail her a Console. But then Ryan got the Roam diffuser, which, you guys, you have the Roam diffuser. It's the coolest one. It's a cordless diffuser. It's beautiful. I think it's one of the prettiest diffusers, but it's cordless. So you can just take it wherever you need to. You can take it outside if you're like eating outside and diffuse Terra Shield. But Ryan filled that diffuser with Console, and he just put it right by me on the couch. There's been times where I just snuggle it, you know, and I just hold it, but it's the coolest diffuser. So if you haven't gotten the Roam, it's awesome. Elevation, I keep going back and forth. Should I take it out of the slide? Because we can't buy Elevation anymore, but it's, a lot of us still have Elevation. It's a great oil to use for emotional support. We love our oils for emotional support. Frankincense. Again, when in doubt, use your frankincense, pull it out. I'm going to share in the chat. It's a copycat recipe for Elevation if you wanted to try and make your own Elevation. There we go. I just put it in the chat. If you're watching the recording, you have to reach out. Okay. But just remember the power of diffusing. Even when you're experiencing physical pain, the power of diffusing can help your body. When you're experiencing emotional pain, though, like, I love that I have these oils to reach for. Like, it just makes my heart hurt thinking about, like, before oils, it's just like, what do you do when you have these hard times? So I love having these oils at my fingertips, and I love being able to use them to help other people too, and help my children. And just when people at our house, I'm so thankful to have these oils to love people better and to love myself better and take care of myself. And so I always like to tell people, like, you don't have to do the doTERRA business like I am, but you better be sharing about the power of these oils, because it's not kind to, like, just keep it to yourself. We have to share. There's plenty to go around. Okay, so got a few announcements for you, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so hopefully you got Free Balance, which is another great emotional oil to use for support. Also, just to help you balance better. And that was our product of the month. You still can get free adaptive capsules this month with every 180 PV order. People are getting a free bottle of adaptive capsules, which, I mean, that's incredible. I may or may not have done that a couple times this month. So this is a trick, you guys. So whenever doTERRA does, like, they've never done a 180 PV promotion. Usually it's like a 200 PV promotion, but this month it was 180 PVs. So you can get this up to 4 times on your account if you just process it in different orders. And if you do it through your LRP, you're not going to have to pay for shipping, because now they do 100 PV LRP orders, get free shipping. So just you break up your order into 2 different or 3 different orders so you can get your adaptive capsules for free. The product of the month, in this case, Balance, you can only get once, but the adaptive you can get more than once, which is cool. Pink pepper, you can get that 10% off this month. We already talked about MetaPower. Next week, we're going to talk about MetaPower a little bit deeper. Feel free to invite friends if you want to invite them. And then I have 2 QR codes, which QR codes, it's so funny still. I just think like they were so, like back when I was teaching, they were like all like new and trendy, and then like they phased out, but I feel like in the past few years they've come back. I got 2 QR codes. Or if you want to get my weekly tips on Wednesdays, you could just text the word Jessie tips, 2 words, to my business number, and I'll get you added to that list. So I just send out a random tip to people. Each Wednesday, it's sort of whatever's on my heart and I'm feeling pulled towards. And then if you want more information on MetaPower, text the word MetaPower to my number, and I'll get you more information there too. So that's what I got for you tonight. Those of you that are on live, do any of you want to add anything, like for people watching the recording, about some of your favorite things for pain? Or I'll give you like 30 seconds if anyone wants to say anything. Not everyone. I won't call on you. Don't worry. But then I'll stop the recording, and then if you're on live, I will stay on for a Q&A that you might have. Okay, so it's like the waiting period. I'll take a sip of my drink. Oh, it's empty. That was depressing. I thought there was still something in my coffee. Okay, I'm going to stop recording. If you're watching the recording, make sure you go back to the email and fill out your attendance form. Okay, I sent that in the email. Okay, bye, you guys.